number 3, we have Naoki from Poland, then Emile Beauvoir from Canada, Daniel Fejes from Hungary, Reo Nagonamu from Japan, and Yato Guo from China. And Emma, I guess we get a bit of a feel straight up in the first race. We'll be looking just to see what the conditions are like, whether there's any current there, whether the waves are an issue. I guess all the athletes today that are competing will just be watching on with interest.
Absolutely. I think it's always interesting to see someone else go out before you. So I'm sure there'll be people just watching, seeing the impact of how they need to adjust their races. But it's great to see this first race get underway with these 6 athletes looking to put down a marker to make it through to the semi-final. So 1 to 6. So obviously everyone in this will go through to the semi-final.
Yeah, so there are all 6 will go through. So, Emma, what approach will these athletes take then? I mean, they're guaranteed of getting through the next round. Do you think most of them will go out there and really try and have a hard hit out, or will they try and conserve a bit of energy because it is a long week of a long 4 days of paddling?
Yeah, I think as we can see here, they kind of look like they're all going out kind of a bit steady. So it's quite a flat line across the race course. I'm sure they'll want to definitely get their systems up and running, but it doesn't look like anybody is really putting down the foot to the metal to try and really deliver a race that they might have been looking to execute had there been the 8 people there. But still a really good hit out and a chance to get the body moving.
Yeah, I guess the closer you finish to the front, the better the lane draw for the next round as well. So it's Daniel Fejes from Hungary, who was in pretty good form last week. And so quick turnaround this year. I think the last couple of years there's been a 2-week gap between the World Cups. So back-to-back this year, which is great for many of the athletes. Others might find it a bit hard to get going. The older athletes, Emma, might find it a bit hard just to get the creeks out early on. But Daniel Fejes looks like he's started off nicely. Right next to him, Ryo Nagonama from Japan. And then the Chinese athlete, Yutua Guo, in the closest to the camera. But there's Daniel Fejes from Hungary. And across in lane 1, it looks like it's Stefanos Dimopoulos from Greece, who's also had a very good race. In fact, he may well cross for first, Dimopoulos. Yes, he does. So Dimopoulos ahead of Fejes and Gao from China. They are your 1, 2, and 3. But as Emma said, nobody really overstretched themselves too much in that first heat. I think just happy to get a race out of the way, knowing full well that all 6 athletes will progress to the next round.
Looking like the wind is coming just over their right shoulder, Ross, as well. So that will obviously have a bit of an impact on whether you're a right-sided paddler or a left-sided paddler. But absolutely, they all look strong, and I'm sure they'll all be delighted to have got through to the semi and get off the water and go and look for their recovery strategies.
Yeah, I suppose some of them might just watch on to see. I think we've got 4 heats altogether for the men's C1 500. Of course, this is not an Olympic event. The Olympic event is the C1 1000, but the 500 is very eagerly contested by many of the athletes, and you'll see in these 4 heats today some big names out there on the water. So here we are. This is Poznan. You've competed here many times, haven't you, Emma? Is it a favourite with the athletes, or do many of the athletes find it a bit of a challenge? I know it can be a challenge on some days.
I think Poznan as a place is absolutely beautiful. I think the course is stunning. I think as an athlete paddling on it, I think it can be really challenging.